one of the things that I think Sony prides himself on is getting people excited. Even back when I was a quote unquote PlayStation hater back in the PS4 days, I could always respect the hustle from Sony. They did these tremendous E3s where they'd have an orchestra or they'd have, a guy with a flute or some kind of fun house of games to showcase. It was really just a fun time, and you knew you were going to get something unexpected as well. I think I really missed those days when Sony would show up to E3 and just blow us all away with something like a trailer for Horizon Zero Dawn out of nowhere or a Shenmue 3 announcement, right? Like, even though some of these things failed to meet expectations, like that, for instance, they still do a good job of getting these fans excited about the future. They have a good mix. I think that that's what you need. Like, it's okay to announce something that's a couple years away, but you got to have stuff in the interim, and I think that's where Microsoft sort of fails from time to time. Like, they did a good job with this past E3 or Bethesda showcase, but at the end of the day, I think we all would have been a little bit more excited if they would have shown a couple of things maybe outside of that realm as well. Especially since they had announced the Kojima deal, which that game's probably years away, so a little bit of a misnomer right there. But hey, we're gonna forget about that a little bit and kind of just look forward to what they have to offer in the long term. But Sony, man, it seems like they wait for Microsoft to do something. They always have something in the back pocket. They pull it out, and when they need it, and they didn't even really need it, because I felt like Microsoft had a good show, but I don't feel like it was the show of shows. Like, a lot of us probably would have been a little bit better served if they would have announced earlier that in fact they were only going to cover the next 12 months out. I think a lot of us would have had expectations more in check. Unfortunately, that didn't happen, so we'll see how it goes. But anyway, bravo to Sony for getting these types of things out there when they do, and saving it might be the best thing that happened for them. All the hype goes over to the PlayStation side, and it does look like indeed, Microsoft has a lot of work to do to win some fans over. So, I'm excited about this announcement. I know a lot of other people are as well. So we'll see how it all works out. But hey, I want to get into this video because it's going to be a hell of a video, and I'm very appreciative for each and every one of you. Let's get started. For me to be hyped up, it takes a lot, and I think Sony is hitting the nail on the head. And this does, even though it's not a bash on Microsoft, it really does just go to showcase how lackluster Microsoft has been this year in terms of their first party. So I hope that they get that all worked out, because nobody wants to see, the first parties struggle the way that they are. I hope that they continue to go out there and, make things as good as they can possibly be for gamers. But, it kind of is what it is at this point. But with that being said, it does look like God of War Ragnarok is going to get an announcement very shortly. So June 30th, according to the insider, the Snitch. So as you guys know, this guy posted the entire Sony leak of the state of play verbatim, everything well before it happened. He's done this multiple times now. He's got an impeccable track record, and he's indicated that the update for the highly anticipated sequel is coming this month. God of War Ragnarok is officially slated to launch in 2022, but we're halfway through the year and the release date remains very elusive. With games big and small getting delayed with frightening regularity, many have wondered whether the same fate awaits the highly anticipated sequel, but reports have insisted that that's not the case. While other developments like a classification rating in South Korea and merchandise listings popping up have suggested the same. Now, the internet's favorite new insider seems to be indicated an imminent announcement over Twitter. Prominent insider The Snitch recently went out and sent a cryptic tweet with only a popular God of War GIF showing Kratos, and through that GIF also flashes some digits at the bottom. 11110, interestingly enough, is binary for 30, which might mean that an update and possibly release date announcement is coming on June 30th. That would fall in line with other recent reports as well, as Bloomberg's Jason Schreier has claimed that according to sources, God of War Ragnarok is due out sometime in November. And that to an announcement for some is expected later this month, which would be par for the course. The Snitch, of course, has a very good track record in the short time that they've been around, having accurately leaked a number of things, including The Last of Us Part 1, Crisis Core Final Fantasy VII Reunion, Persona coming to Xbox, Hollow Knight being a Day 1 Game Pass game, and much more. Whether or not they're on the money for this remains to be seen, but listen, it's poop or get off the pot time for Sony when it comes to this game, right? And I mean that in the most respectful way. I love this franchise. It's a day one buy. If they have a collector's item, collector's version, I'll get that, just like I did the last one. But it's like you are literally at the halfway point for the year, so you either have to come up with something and, you know, start marketing this and getting people excited and showcasing what's new and what's changed and things like that, or, you know, you have to delay it. So I do think it's coming this year. People ask me when I think it's coming. I do think it's going to come probably in November, as Jason Schreier has kind of pointed out. But I also think that there's a possibility, if they're a little bit ahead of time, it could come out in September. September would be more ideal in my opinion, because November, you know, even though Call of Duty is coming out at the end of October, it's going to sell well into November, obviously. Having, you know, a Modern Warfare 2 game is going to be huge. So clearly, you know, competing against that's going to be tough. But also could potentially be competing against, you know, the Hogwarts Legacy game and some other things as well that are petitioned to kind of come out around that same time. So we'll see what happens. But I know for me personally, you know, obviously it's going to be a day one buy. I would rather it come out in the September, which I think is a little bit of an easier, less busy month. So, you know, we'll see how that kind of works out. But, you know, this wasn't the only thing that we were getting as some kind of tease, because God of War Ragnarok's producer actually teased fans himself, waiting for news on the sequel. Cory Barlog drops possible hint regarding the next major announcement for Sony Santa Monica's next anticipated game. Producer Cory Barlog hinted that developers are getting ready to announce more information right before, obviously, the Snitch posted that. Barlog urged fans of the franchise to exercise just a little bit more patience in their anticipation for the God of War sequel. Stay calm, boy, the producer posted alongside a picture of serious protagonist Kratos. Barlog did not explain his statement, leading some followers to speculate this was a big sign of an announcement coming soon. Barlog previously commented on the developer's silence regarding the ongoing development of the game, and during the franchise's 4th anniversary celebration, he claimed all of the development team members were still hard at work on the sequel. "We are perfectionists," he said. "Everyone's tightened up the graphics on level 3. There is so much going on right now that I just wish that we could share that with you, but it's just not ready to be shown." The producer later claimed that further details will be announced the moment the studio was ready. He went back to thank the fans and for their continued love of God of War. "It is your support that allows us to keep doing things that we love to do." According to trusted insider, as you know, Jason Schreier, they did delay it internally a couple times, but now it's scheduled for a November release. So listen, all signs pointing to this game coming out, and, you know, people are excited about it, and, you know, people are going to just be absolutely insane when this game comes out. I mean, it's going to be in the running for like the Game of the Year's awards and stuff like that. Personally, I don't think it has much competition, but I do think that it has the competition against something like, you know, that Soulsborne game or whatever it is. Like, I don't like those games, but, you know, it is going to have some kind of problem there. When a game gets a 98 on Metacritic, you know, you're going to have to kind of fight that. So we'll see what happens. And, you know, again, I think that it's going to be a great game. Whether or not it wins an award, it doesn't really matter to me. I think that it's still going to just be something that, you know, everybody's kind of looking forward to playing and enjoying. So yeah, it's going to be a fantastic time. So I'm excited. I'm sure you guys are excited as well. So let me know what you guys think about this. You know, if you guys are enjoying the content, please leave a like on the video. It helps it to be seen, and it helps the channel to grow. Rack 'em up, fact 'em up, Crap Gamer 'em up. Thank you so much for watching. Crap Gamer out.